Today we're going to talk about how Alex Grinch won his January, emphasis on January, press conference and what that means, and all that's coming up after the bump.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we're going to talk about how new Oklahoma defensive coordinator Alex Grinch won his January press conference. Now, let's leave aside that the University of Oklahoma's athletics department held a press conference for its new defensive coordinator, its new outside linebackers coach or linebackers coach, depending on how you look at it, and its new quarterbacks coach, and talked about a grad transfer quarterback on a Sunday, basically as the NFC Championship game was getting ready to go off and the AFC Championship game followed it. I gotta say, that's not a smart move, man. But, you know, I understand people's schedules are people's schedules, and you make these press conferences when you're going to make these press conferences, but you're also the University of Oklahoma. There's a lot of folks that, you know, perhaps would have liked to have seen this press conference on Monday as opposed to Sunday, but they don't care about your feelings or my feelings. They care about how they control their message, and I understand it. That's what I would do. Just saying that a Sunday nooner ain't exactly the right move to make here. But the right move to make was to put Alex Grinch on the podium next to Lincoln Riley and have him say whatever about the defense, because you're leaving a lot of this up to folks like me, folks that cover the beat, to basically tell folks what Alex Grinch has done as opposed to what Alex Grinch is going to do. You know, we could talk about sources and whatnot, but you want to hear the man say it for himself. And he said a few things for himself that we need to go into, some of which I think were really good, some of the things that I think were really bad, but also, you know, kudos to them for saying something. At Sunday at noon, during the AFC and NFC Championship game, you know, we'll get into that later, but let's read some of this stuff and talk about it. This is Alex Grinch talking about, you know, we have an opportunity to take takeaways because, well, the ball doesn't really know anything about who's playing the game. Quote is, "The ball doesn't have any working knowledge of who it's supposed to be thrown to. It doesn't know the quarterback is supposed to throw to a receiver. It doesn't know it's supposed to stay in the running back's arm. So if the ball doesn't know, how on earth do we know? So that gives us every opportunity on every snap of football to get the ball back." I understand what he's getting at there, right? He's saying that the ball is an inanimate object without thoughts, feelings, no consciousness, things that we all know about the pigskin, even though it's made out of pigskin. I don't know. Maybe you're one of those folks that think that the soul travels with the body or doesn't at all. His point is, he's saying that, hey, everybody should have an opportunity to go get the football because the football doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, okay, that's a good quote. I understand why you say it. And it's also a good thing to put on the bulletin board. But for those of us who are into smart sports takes and watch the game of football, we also know that it's about putting your players in position to make those plays on the football that, you know, doesn't know whether or not it's supposed to be in a running back's arms or being thrown to a wide receiver or be picked up by a corner or end up on the ground in a forced strip sack stumble. You get what I'm going at here. I understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it. And yet I know that was music to a lot of folks' ears who were like, yeah, we should have every opportunity to go get the football. But just, you know, it's a Big 12 conference. Everybody is thinking that they have an opportunity to go get the football. Now, you can talk about how much the mind has to do with the body and the mind has to do with effort, and we're going to do with that in a minute. But keep it 100. And what matters is that the player across from the other player thinks that he's better than anybody else he's playing against. That matters, all right? We're talking about whether or not a corner thinks that he should shut down a wide receiver, not whether or not a corner thinks that he should go get the football. That's all part of the program. If Parnell Motley thought he was better than Antoine Wesley, I'll bet he would shut down Antoine Wesley. Let's talk about what the kids are thinking about. Let's talk about what the kids are learning, and then let's talk about putting them in positions to succeed rather than what the ball is doing or not doing. Because at the end of the day, in the words of Bruce Arenas, at the World Cup in South Africa, it's a ball. We all understand it's a ball. You have to play the game with the ball. Thank you, Alex. Next quote. "It's a whole lot different to make a mistake scheme-wise as far as making a mistake effort-wise. Effort, that's a conscious decision to hurt your football team. You make that very, very clear that there are certain non-negotiables for us. Okay, yeah. Everybody remembers L.J. Humphrey dragging folks in the Texas game. Everybody remembers Colin Johnson sunning Trey Brown in the game. But to say that wasn't effort is to miss the point that 6'6" and 6'4" is bigger than 5'10", 5'11". Okay, I'm the effort guy. I'm 5'5", $135, and I will fight the biggest man walking. But you know what? If that biggest man is Mike Tyson, I'm probably gonna get my butt kicked. That's got nothing to do with me giving effort. Me getting up off the floor to go fight Mike Tyson after he beat the hell out of me for the 7th straight time ain't about effort. Everybody knows I got heart, all right? We're not talking about heart. We're talking about wins. We're talking about can you win, right? We're talking about can you put Trey Brown in a position to win? If you're going to do that with scheme, great. Welcome. Everybody's going to say they love you. Everybody's prepared to say they love you. I like the hire. I'm an Alex Grinch fan. I also believe that just preaching effort ain't enough, bro. It's not enough. Every one of these kids had effort. Every one of these kids shows effort to get where they're going. Every one of these kids has to put effort in at the opening final camps, at the rival camp series, in high school football, on film. You don't recruit them unless you see effort. Hello? Is anybody else missing that? That's why I was really getting upset when they were talking about in the Orange Bowl. The defense was running from plays and didn't want to play and didn't show any effort. Come on, man. These kids are made of effort. No. Motivation is different than effort. Motivated kid, they want to be motivated. It's one of the reasons why everybody's really excited about Ruffin McNeil, and one of the reasons Ruffin McNeil stayed put is because he's good at motivating the kids. Now, well, you can talk about what the product is on the field, but it ain't about effort. Not for me, man. I see 6'2", I see 6'2", 240. I saw dudes flying to the football. I saw them doing everything they could possibly to get there, okay? It's not effort. I understand preaching effort, right? You always preach effort, and every defensive coordinator is going to preach effort at every level because, hey, man, at the end of the day, you got to fly to the football, okay? Flying to the football is about conditioning, okay? And it's about knowing what your angles are, and that's coaching, and that's going, hey, did you put something in the weight room? Now, you can talk about effort in the weight room, but most of these kids at this level, they've been putting in effort in the weight room since they were in 8th grade, probably before, all right? So I get that. So, yeah, somebody's going to read that quote and get fired up about it, but I'm looking at this quote going, all right, cool. You're going to preach effort. Are you going to be on the kid's side preaching effort, or are you going to undress the kid because he didn't make a play that you thought he should play? That's the reason Mike Stoops was gone. It's not because he wasn't good at coaching the game of football. It's because he didn't bend on what he thought his defensive philosophy should be, and a lot of kids didn't want to be beat down because they made a mistake. Part of effort is making a mistake. If you are making mistakes, you are showing effort, okay? That's part of this. I make mistakes all the time. Y'all tell me about them in the comments. When the audio sucks, you tell me about it. When the picture sucks, you tell me about it. When you think this take is bad, you tell me about it. And I respond to the folks who give me some positive reinforcement and understand that I'm not doing this to waste your time or mine. All right? It's all effort. And if it wasn't effort, the channel wouldn't get any better. Same thing with the defense. Effort's going to be there with these kids. All right? That's the point. Okay? Last quote. And this is the one I think Grinch gets on the nose. Quote, I think a lot of what's said in a January press conference comes with a hollow promise. You can make a lot of statements, and again, it's a very hollow time this year. I guess the message would be, and I used the term earlier, I certainly did with the defensive staff this morning, is urgency. All right. On this, I think everybody agrees. What you say in January doesn't matter nearly as much as what you are saying in December, okay? Because by December, you're going to go look at my resume. You're going to go look at my record. You're going to have a lot to say about this, not when you play South Dakota, not when you play UCLA, but in the Red River rivalry, which is the toughest game on the schedule this season, okay? It's Texas. Just like every OU fan wants to be, it's OU Texas. And Texas fans love to say that they beat Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry while wanting to forget that they lost the Big 12 championship, which is the game that actually mattered the most. But that's when you're going to look at Alex Grinch and say, okay, what are you doing now? Because if you won that game, everybody knows what he's going to say, which is, hey, it's another game. We got to keep winning. We got to keep marching toward the Big 12 championship and toward a college football playoff berth. If he loses that game, then we're all going to be all ears. Because effort and urgency are probably going to be at the top of his list of things to talk about. But knowing that it's January, and January is 10 months from October, we're all going to say, hey, remember that thing that you said was hollow? Yeah. Turns out You were right all along. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.